I'm back with another mega physical media ranking video for you all. Today I'm ranking my top 25 favorite 80s movies of all time. This is also serving as a video submission for Tim Talks Talkies community list challenge out there. If you want to see the specific details on all of that, you're definitely going to want to check out his channel. That'll be linked in the description below. But how I've ordered these movies here is all due to strategy. I know certain movies need more points than others, so that's why the order might throw you off just a little bit, but I will explain as we go. But let's just get right into it. So to start off with 25 and 24 from the same franchise here, so I'm going to grab the same box set. I'm going to have Back to the Future at number 25 and Part 2 at 24. Now you may ask, Mega Mike, why are these so low on your list? These are some of your favorite movies of all time. Of course they are, but they just don't need any more help from me. They're going to get tons of points from other people out there. They're both going to show up very high in the community list overall. So why would I give it extra points? I want to recognize some other titles too. Alright, next up, speaking of a title that needs to be recognized, so this is going to be at 23, we gotta have The Black Cauldron, a very underrated Disney animated movie. It's fantasy, adventure, has some terrifying dark elements to it, but that's why I love this one. Alright, next up, getting to 22, a recent first time watch, and that's going to be Flashdance, amazing music and dance sequences, and just totally screams 80s. All right, next up, we gotta have 21 with some superhero love for Superman. We're gonna have Superman 2. Yes, Neil before Zod. I just had to show some more superhero movies some love here. So this is one of the best ones from the 80s, in my opinion. All right, next up, getting into number 20. Now, this movie isn't going to be recommended by anybody but me, probably. But I got to shout it out, and that's Private School. It's just a fun, raunchy comedy movie. You got Phoebe Cates in here. It's just excellent if you love that genre. I can highly recommend it. All right, number 19 now. We got to show some horror love. So we got Friday the 13th Part 2. This is my favorite Friday the 13th movie. You got Jason that finally shows up here. And I just think the final girl is great in the movie. So it just does everything perfect for a slasher. So how to shout out this one. All right, next up we got 18. And we got to have Flash. Flash on. Flash Gordon. Masters of the Universe. I totally butchered that for sure. I did not remember the words. But anyway, Flash Gordon is a super fun 80s movie. You got all that cheesy vibe, but it's very colorful. And it's just a fun sci-fi adventure fantasy story. So I really like this one. And it's almost kind of like a superhero movie in a way. So really had to recommend that one out. So that was 18. All right, next up, getting into 17 here. We gotta have Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Yes, you got awesome animation combined with live action movies. It's like a detective noir story, and you just got so many great cameos and references from other characters in there. So you gotta have this one on there. And of course, got Jessica Rabbit there, just amazing. All right, next up, number 16 here. Number 16, I believe. We're going to have the first Terminator movie. Yes, Arnold, of course. So terrifying. The first one is much more horror-like than the other movies, but I just love the terrifying sci-fi elements. And oh my gosh, just, yeah, really, really good movie. All right. And then I believe we're on to 15, I believe. And that is going to be, oh, I got to show this franchise some love, my favorite horror franchise. And that's, of course, going to be Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Was underrated for the longest time. Now people have grown to love this one. And it's just so great, just the Halloween jingle, 3 more days till Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. And all the mask in the movie. It's just fantastic. Really like this one. All right, next up, I think we're on to number 14, if I'm counting correctly. Some more horror love here. We gotta have Christine, a John Carpenter movie. I just rewatch this one all the time. You got a car going after people, and it's just so rewatchable. It has some fun humor to it, so yeah, really like this one. All right, next up, we're into number 13. Some more John Carpenter love with They Live. Yes. Such a fun movie. You got so many funny lines with the chewing bubble gum and whatnot. Yeah, it's just a good movie. It has social commentary that keeps up to today. You got sci-fi and action in there, so you got to show They Live Some Love. All right, now I believe we are on number 12. I think we're on number 12 here. And we're going to run through like 5 movies right here because they're all in the same set for me. So, of course, we got to go for my John Hughes collection. And just to keep the order and the numbers straight in my head, we're just going to go in order here because I'm going to lose track. So, we'll go number 12, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That makes 11, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That makes 10, She's Having a Baby. That makes 9, Pretty in Pink. And that makes 8, Some Kind of Wonderful. So there you go. Yes, 5 movies, rapid fire. But John Hughes is just amazing. All his movies are wonderful. Great writing there. I mean, so good. It totally screams the 80s. All right, it just had to do a double count right there. We're on track. So number 7, this is going to be another rapid fire one. We're going to have John Hughes movies some more because John Hughes just totally screams the 80s. So let's go. Number 7, Weird Science. Number 6, 16 Candles. Hey, that makes that one easy. And then number 5, The Breakfast Club. I mean, John Hughes was just able to suck us into the lives of these characters, make them all interesting, but make them very relatable. And we had all these connections with them. And The Breakfast Club is just a culmination of everything that we love about John Hughes movies. Amazing characters, awesome character arcs, writing's very strong with the dialogue, fantastic music. Don't you forget about me. I mean, it just had everything. So that's why I ranked them the way I did. But yep, excellent, excellent. All right, next up, getting into number 4 here. A movie that is kind of John Hughes like, but more raunchy. And you gotta have Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I mean, Spicoli in there is so hilarious with a young Sean Penn, but all the characters are great. Once again, awesome character arcs, very relatable, and it's just an entertaining movie. The music is fantastic and once again, just screams 80s. So you gotta have Fast Times at number 4. All right, and then getting into top 3 here, we're down to the top 3. So going back to a franchise here, for number 3, we will put Rocky 3. This is my most watched franchise of all time. I love the Rocky movies. So then you know number 2 is going to be Rocky 4, my favorite Rocky movie of all time. There's just something about him going against Ivan Drago being such a terrifying villain, the high stakes of them taking out Apollo, just such intense moments, and then the music, Hearts on Fire. Just a great 80s movie all around. Very, very fun. So yeah, Rocky 4, number 2. All right, now we're down to number 1. And you're going to be shocked by this, but I had to give it as much points as I could because I don't even think it's going to show up on the community list. But hey, maybe it'll make number 50 with my points out there. Maybe some of your points too. We got Howard the Duck. I know. It's a fun movie. It has its silly, cheesy moments. It's totally 80s. But Howard the Duck is just a wise, cracking, fast talking detective duck fun character in there. You got Leah Thompson, and she's dedicated to her role in this movie. So I think the chemistry works really well. Yeah, you see a little bit more duck action than you may expected, but it's still a fun movie. It's, comic books. It's a Marvel movie. And of course, most people will not have this on this list. So I just had to shout it out. I had to get it the maximum amount of points with 25 points out there. Once again, it still may not even show up, but I had to try. Maybe I'll get number 50. You know what I mean? But there we go. Those are my top 25 80s movies of all time. You ask me on another day, this list could easily change. And of course, the order would absolutely change. But there we go. Let me know in the comments below what were some of your favorite choices from my list. Also, go ahead, leave your list down below because I think that does count for Tim Talks Talkies community list. So if you want to shout your 25 in the comments there, yeah, definitely go for that. Maybe we can get some more Ducksters out there to show Howard the Duck a little bit more love, get it some more points out there. Hey, it only takes a few people giving it 25s to at least get it to maybe a number 50 spot. But there we go. We'll see how this community list plays out. But once again, I'm super excited, and definitely check out the details for more specifics on Tim Talks Talkies channel. Once again, that'll be linked below. And if you love collecting physical media just like me, make sure you subscribe right now. That way I can keep you entertained and up to date on all the latest physical media topics.
The death, man!
And if you enjoy these physical media topics, check out another one right now. And thank you so much, my Mega membership supporters.